Have you ever wondered how a humble vegetable could change the course of a nation's history? Picture this. Ireland, the mid-19th century, a nation heavily reliant on a single crop, the humble potato. But in the 1840s, a silent, unseen enemy arrived on Irish shores. This enemy, a microscopic fungus, caused what we now know as the potato blight. It was a seemingly insignificant event, but its repercussions were anything but. And so, the stage was set for a disaster that would shake Ireland to its core. By 1845, the unseen enemy, Phytophthora infestans, had begun its invisible assault on Irish soil. This malevolent microorganism, better known as potato blight, spread like wildfire, laying waste to fields upon fields of the staple crop. Imagine, if you will, the sheer scale of this devastation. A nation that relied heavily on this humble tuber for sustenance suddenly found its lifeline severed. The initial response from the British government was, to put it mildly, lackluster. Despite the clear signs of an impending disaster, the British officials chose to turn a blind eye, clinging to their laissez-faire economic principles. They believed the market forces would correct the situation, a misguided belief that proved disastrous. Hunger gnawed at the heart of the nation, driving many to desperation. Families were evicted from their homes, forced to wander aimlessly in a futile search for food. As the blight took hold, the British government stood by, their response woefully inadequate in the face of such a crisis. The years 1846 to 1851 were undoubtedly the darkest in Irish history. The famine peaked, and the Emerald Isle was brought to its knees. Death was a constant visitor, with around 1 million lives lost to hunger and disease. The specter of death was so pervasive that emigration seemed the only escape. Millions boarded coffin ships, bound for foreign shores, drastically reshaping Ireland's population and culture. Meanwhile, the British government's response was woefully inadequate. Mismanagement and indifference exacerbated the crisis. Food exports from Ireland continued unabated, while the starving masses looked on helplessly. The famine was not just a natural disaster, it was a political catastrophe. This period of suffering had a deep, lasting impact on Ireland. It scarred the national psyche and reshaped the demographic landscape. The Irish Potato Famine, a tragic chapter in history, serves as a stark reminder of the devastating effects of agricultural dependence and political mismanagement. So, what can we learn from this grim period in Irish history? It's clear that diverse agricultural practices are not just a boon, but a necessity, as they could help avert such catastrophes. The role of government in disaster management is also crucial, as evidenced by the British mismanagement during the famine. Lastly, the enduring impact of the Irish Potato Famine serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of negligence and ignorance. In the words of philosopher George Santayana, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it."